Greetings and joyous. So this was not planned to be. They're turning off my power where I live tomorrow for a few hours or many hours, and it kind of interferes with a lot of things I already have planned. So this is the last minute. Kind of had to make a last minute decision. So the internet here is okay at times, and sometimes it's like not good. So hopefully it improves. So, and of course there's interference that comes in every once in a while. So we'll see how it goes. All right, so I'm gonna do Dulce connections. So I wanted to connect to her just I want to connect to the Reptilian group just for the holidays, just in time for the holidays. I feel like it'd be something different. Feels like they have something to say because I do feel like the alien energies are coming in stronger. It doesn't mean we're going to see anything anytime soon, but anything is possible. Because we had the Christmas star yesterday, and it just feels like we're kind of going to this new energy field. So we'll just have to. Yeah, I felt reptilian energies recently. I wasn't looking for it, so you know, so number one on the list. I can get to Andromedan is also to kind of cool things off a little bit. So I'll do it reptilian channeling, go into Dulce. So I'm gonna go into Dulce and see what I feel from there. Channeling wise, there might be other beings connect to also to do a release. So it should be different. Sure, why not? So if you want to go somewhere, might as well go somewhere very bizarre. Give a different point of view. Sure, doing this right. All right, Saturn.com, we have private sessions. Yeah, Saturday is open, Sunday is open. Some regard, Google Hangout, Zoom, and channeling by phone. I think Sunday is open. We have the shop here. I'm on the 11th still. Some people I'm on the 13th, but I'm on the 11th and 13th. And today, I was going to answer more stuff today, but I got energy was shot. Same situation here. You have the webinar sign up. There's the social network, Rabbit, and behind the scenes. I'll find other weird things to connect to. Connect to that face of Antarctica, but why not? So, all right. So this is Dulce. Make sure everything's working here. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. I think everything will work out with this. It's only for till like Friday or something like that. So, all right. Blessings. Here we go. You do know this is off limits. Yes, there is a draconian presence here. Yes, a Dulce connection. Yes, there are many humans in Dulce, the underground base. Where are the reptilians? We're allowed to. Obviously, our energy is a little not so bad to connect to it, but others are very toxic. You ever see toxic waste? A lot of some of reptilians are like toxic waste. They just truly are. Don't give a shit about anything. So I'm like your alien representative. We are shapeshifters. We roam around in California like we own the place. Your governor of California is quite interesting. He's actually been an MK Ultra figure at one time. So, and you're going into a new energy field of knowing about yourself, of course. Dulce was it the human cloning? Of course, it's human cloning there. There's much more to it than that. yes, humans are grown. How to grow a human is not exactly as easy as it sounds. Of course, it might not sound that easy, but it is something that we ourselves are perfecting always. Well, how to get the perfect human to society or run live in society, because a lot of them do break down. Their minds break down, so their minds are very difficult to perfect. Their bodies are okay. We can get away with a lot of things because people are kind of messed up anyway. Because only way for this. Now realize, I bet you're gonna love this, but obviously most of you can have better health at this point. Now this is technology has been around forever. It could be implemented in the 1800s, but obviously it was stopped. Even your 1800s was actually supposed to be similar to your 1900s. I mean, your 1800s is when most of your technologies that you have today was going to be implemented. Well, let's put it this: doesn't mean you're going to have the internet in the 1800s, but like your first car, I believe some of your cars were invented that during that time period, your 1850s and all that. But your 1800s is supposed to be your true industrial evolution, when you're really, I mean, yes, it was during that time, it was a part of it, but things were really supposed to increase before then. Obviously bringing technology to the world was very difficult. Well, some made it difficult. A lot of your grays wanted to see what you would do, basically so you can work on the transhumanism. It's another reason why your phones are the way they are. You put it to your ear, just turning people into robots, basically, as you already know. That's nothing new for some of you. Dulce, yes, is deep underground. Of course, obviously you cannot tell anything on the surface. And you can say there's like a reptilian base above that, but you can't see it to keep others from building and even getting away from that place. Doesn't mean you're gonna, if you go to Dulce, doesn't mean you're gonna feel a reptilian energy, but you are being watched. It's not that hard to see it. Nobody's out there. Of course, it's very connected to Area 51. But Dulce, now there are clones that do light up, meaning that their energy vessels are what, like, you can have like a green human after we do our works. Basically, it comes down to normal skin texture, but it can be very green. It's like radioactive in some regard. It can be blue, greens, reds. It all depends on the person, basically. And eventually, it all kind of phases out when it comes to your normal where you are today. Clones, yes, are a pain in the ass. They don't usually listen. They get a mind of their own. They think they forget who's boss, basically. Tall, blonde Nordic beings are involved with this too. Of course, many beings are involved with it. It's not just reptilians. Basically, it's part of yes, the U.S. government, basically to, I don't know, let's put it this way: copy certain people of Congress and replace, and copy and replace. Obviously, making an old clone isn't too difficult than making a younger one, because the old clones are already kind of, fucked up anyway. They're easy to pass by. Younger ones are more difficult because we haven't quite perfected everything as we would like to. We can make something as passable. No, it's funny, we can make a bodybuilder clone, but they're not always easy to control, though. Well, they get brainwashed by we brainwash them, but then your society brainwash them. They're hard to get hold of. So yeah, it has a lot to do with mind control. Basically, usually it's a chip in the back of the head. Obviously, not one you can find. Even their biology, their bodies, the way they're genetically developed, like your intestines, theirs are a little bit different. Obviously, the clones that are out there, nobody's gonna. Especially if you go to a military hospital, nobody's gonna really know. They're not that different, but there are some anomalies that are just a little bit different because we couldn't get everything 100%. Nothing's ever 100%. I mean, technically, your human race is a clone race. I mean, you're clones of each other. Have you met other clones of yourselves? One's like when a mother has a child, it's like a clone of yourself. So it's actually cloning is quite normal. It's just maybe not in your society, not accepted by you, the people. So our connections to your world, why this occurs, it's a galactic federation. Basically, beings feel like they can do whatever the fuck they want here. Well, it has is how they keep control on, of course. Obviously, you can't go into full details, but yes, there's a lot of cloning energies on your Mars also. Obviously, not many of you have a ship to go there, but a lot is done on Mars and brought to your planet. Now, realize we're talking about more of the fourth dimension, and humans here are having a lot of your secret space program that most people don't believe in. Obviously, then it's another dimension people are still having difficulties in, and that's kind of the point. I mean, you might as well just get blasé into this reality, and the fourth dimension might be a little bit much for you, some of you to accept. But we believe many of you going into this new year are going to start seeing some of us. You might see, some of you feel like shadows. I just see somebody. Yeah, more of that's going to start increasing. Now, in your Dulce, yes, there are many army generals that are not normally made public, or like your shadow elite. There's many that are in the ranks of keeping. A lot of them are scientists also. A lot of them haven't seen the light of day in years. They've just been underground all day long. Obviously, don't see any of this, but it's around. But it's up to you to connect with what you feel is right. Yeah. Antarctica has something similar, but nothing like Dulce, because the climate of Dulce is now obviously there's places in Russia that are similar in India. China, they do all kinds of China, they do all kinds of fucked up things. Of course, Dulce does also too. But China goes to they create a human flipper, for example. Yeah, it's not something that many of you really want to. Yeah, something out of a horror movie or even worse. Imagine some of you can imagine some of this. So this is the energy field that some of you are going to go into, yes, to further understand about your own selves. That's all we can say about. Well, yeah, we can't go into much detail. We'll just leave beyond that. Goodbye. Greetings to you. We are the Andromedans. Yes, there is a dark side of your planet, as you can see, as you know, and it's just part of your reality, your neighborhoods. As you can see, your big cities are vortexes from other planets. A lot of your cities have been cloned from other realities, other worlds that have been taken over. So you visualize like your New York City, you can visualize it as there's something similar to that on other planets that are under control also, because that architecture works. Like the skyscrapers is almost like prison bars. Don't they look like that? So yes, you're going up and down an elevator in a prison, basically. I also feel much of your Martian energy is connecting more to your Earth. As for even delivering more information about where you come from in due time. As an Andromedan civilization, yes, we're there to observe. Yes, we have our star seed energies within your society, but we're growing up with you also. Meaning, Andromedan can be very childlike, but in a good way. But as we are maturing much with your society, as our galactic federations, it's just we sometimes yes, alien beings can be very naive, even to your world, as you know. It's like, can this world truly get this bad? Yes. A lot of Andromedans have become controllers of your earth also as they become more connected to the third dimension physical reality. You got absorbed into it. A lot of them became artists, and now they're in your music industry. So yeah, it's just they have a way of, and for them, they don't see it as a negativity. They see it as their own growth. So you might have all these people around someone that's powerful in music, but that person feels like you're there to help them figure themselves out. And they don't feel like they're suppressing anyone. It's like you're actually the teachers teaching the student. I don't believe many really look at it that way. See, they turn things around because a lot of your elites, yes, are still youngsters. So they're learning from your collective, your music ways, your biology, just all your things. Like they become in power and they just learn from the vibrations what you are capable of doing. And they are astonished about what humans here can produce. So it's a privilege. Yes, we're excited to be here, but a lot of the elites are just have a different point of view. As basically, yes, they're yes suppressing society, but also they're learning from society as you're teaching them how to be, because a lot of them aren't creative at all. A lot of them have no direction at all, and that's what you're here to. That's what you're achieving here is to give them direction. So we feel much of this will come more into your environment of understanding who is here. Yes, it is time for you to see the other side of your earth. Now, when this is a gradual process, a lot of your Martian beings are actually some or the more advanced beings in your universe. Obviously, they didn't do well with management and wipe themselves out. Of course, they had help from others. Your Maldek is a place of Maldek is you can say they learned too fast. It's like they got advanced too quickly and couldn't handle it. And yes, it became more dark. They want more, more, and more. And they couldn't handle it. As your world goes through also. Yes, your world is going through the karma of other planets, other civilizations. Your Mother Earth was more than happy to, because she did not agree with a lot of these other planets and how they're being governed, how societies are being created. A lot of these alien worlds are very, as positive as they are, a lot of them were controlled. So you're here to go into a realization of how what you're going into. Basically, the karma you have with other planets. Yes, your moon was brought here, but basically, there's always going to be a mystery with that one. For now, at least. Even we can't go into that. Even your sun was brought here. You say your sun was activated. And yes, your sun was a planet at one time. As this world will become a sun and when it's ready. Now, somebody say this was a sun, and that might be true. But we see it turning into a sun in your future. Higher vibrational energy. Mm, a new earth. A new earth sun. Now, and many of you probably feel when this earth goes into a higher vibration, yes, the universe will feel its vibration, and that is true. Yes. So being a sun, yes, you won't have to worry about paying bills when your world turns into a sun. You'd be warning, how can I evolve other planets? Not by taking them over. Some other beings most likely will be doing this. But we feel like your world is going to how you help evolve other worlds, other societies to remove the blockages that your world went through. Because you're learning how yes, one of the greatest testers of your world, or testers, you're warning how they operate, so you can go to other planets and unlock them from their prison reality. So you have, yes, the best of the best here, you can say. A lot of them, yes, are reptilian, but not all. Yes, many are bird beings have found a way of basically losing their humanity and only caring, just having their own needs and only their needs. It's just, when you look at it, an animal on your planet that's needs food, it's looking for its needs. So you say the bird beings, your carrions, they always want for themselves. Now they don't show themselves. They're absolutely terrified to be seen here. They just don't want, yeah, they don't want the attention. They're not sure if they can even handle it mentally if humans even know they exist. They get very angry very fast. And yes, they are a lower vibration and more of the fourth dimension. So as you go into your awakening state, as many of you are today, your Dulce will find a way to heal. Some of you will be asked of projecting more into that realm or even go into your dream state. Even your Area 51 having dreams of that being there. Because some of you have aspects there at this time. Some of you have gray aspects there at this time. And some of those grays are not exactly having a good time there. Some of them are being experimented on also. Obviously, you can't sign up and find out about that. You can't knock on the door, but it is happening. So much is happening behind the scenes, as you can see. Your Dulce, yes, is like a root chakra of the earth, you can say. Very wounded. As for why experiments are even allowed to happen on a planet like this, as for you see the climate of Earth going through a disease energy as it is, where you're going to a vibration where disease cannot exist anymore. And that's where you're heading for. Of course, yes, it's not an easy direction, but here to release a lot of those blockages. And Dulce will eventually be uncovered, brought to the surface. We as alien beings can't even go into your Dulce. Some can, but they're mentally prepared for it because even alien beings can be tested as we don't always want. What happens there is something that we don't even want to see. And a lot of this goes back to Meldek also. As Meldek, if I'm pronouncing that right, as it had its own secret societies that are here at this time. They did go into your secret space program. They also went into Dulce and Area 51 as the Maldek beings are here at this time. You can say they did the same thing on their world too. Not exactly, but they did experiments. They did technologies that was kind of forbidden. Well, not understood. And some technologies can be very dangerous, as you know, they're atomic weapons. So yes, Dulce is an open secret. It can't keep itself hidden forever. So possibly earthquakes there. We do see many of you, at least remote viewing in that space. Earth is going through so much, like the human trafficking energies. Earth is not ready to quite go into those energies just yet. I mean, many of you are individually, but human traffic energies, when you go into that vibration, you go deep into it. And you do see your collective doing this? You see you as an individual. But your collective is still, yes, many are at the beach, getting ready for their holiday, living in the world that they're told is the normal world. But as many of you are healing what you call normal here, at least a version, and bringing your own normal, where human trafficking can be healed was taken more seriously. As many humans, yes, are terrified of that idea. So yes, you're weaving the idea of the third dimension reality and opening up the door to fourth dimension, fifth dimension, where what we are speaking of, as we speak to it, you can instantly go there, and some of you are. Like your mind just instantly goes there. And we see it, yes, where you can actually teleport there in due time. But at least you can actually connect to it. And your astrals will get stronger throughout the year, of course. As astral has been having as you know, a very hard time connecting to your Earth, but it will do a major unlocking of your planet. So this is yes, a new age, a dawn of a new age beyond expectations. Brings you. I'm Saturn, a being from Saturn. Greetings. As yes, we can be known as more aggressive than your reptilians. We also see ourselves more smarter and more attractive, but we don't have the ego of attraction. But we are ones that we feel like we deserve knowledge, as we are the ones that involve ourselves with Mars and shut down a lot of its energies. Saturn is, yes, always going to be what we feel always a mystery to, because we're kind of a mystery to ourselves. And yes, we are connected to the mystery schools of your planet. As we're bringing downloads to your planet all the time, yes, basically keep your third dimension going. As many Saturn beings are here in your physical, and some of them were connected to your Greek gods. Not so much your Egyptian gods, but most of your Greek gods. Well, Saturn at one time wanted to take over your planet, and some of our energies are connected to Greece, ancient Greece. Now, yes, there's Atlantean energies, architecture went into Greece, but also as Saturn's like we see something, we want it. Now we see the Atlanteans, we knew that it's not part of our society, it's not us. But the human of Greece, of the human that you come from, your ancestors, that attracted us the most because it was something different we have not seen before. We've seen the Atlantean beings. We have not seen a human quite like yours before. So it makes us want to grab it. Now, is that selfish? Most likely. But wouldn't you? I mean, some of you want to go out and grab a fancy car or a fancy person, attractive person to be your love of your life, right? Oh, I'll just grab this person and they'll just love me forever. Good luck with that. We know that doesn't work. We tried it ourselves. But the human here is something we all wanted. All beings wanted it for themselves. It's another reason why you're going through the problems you are today. So this is why it's a tug of war. We don't call it, well, it is a war, of course. Your yes, your telekinesis, your telepathy was all shut down, not just due to Anunnaki. Everything's given to Anunnaki, meaning that they get a lot of heat for the human, suffering here. But there are Saturn beings that cause just as much suffering. We do have ships, but we don't. We've learned how to teleport on our planet, but we do have ships that do. A lot of us are banned from the planet. So we have look at your Rome, your ancient Rome. That has a lot of Saturn energies to it. Look at society, how it's not exactly now. Not to say we're exactly like that at this time. We're not hostile to our will. It's not always easy to be part of us. But Rome is a good example of a Saturn reality to an extent. Yes, we're like a group. We're a society that wants to learn constantly. Yes, we can bring in a World War II if it's necessary. Like weren't happy to destroy ourselves if we can know more about ourselves. Doesn't mean we'll wipe ourselves out completely because not that it's usually impossible to do. Even if you destroy a planet, we'll always find somewhere else to go. We'll find some way to get there. So your planet was put on a Yes, like a do not a preservation. Like you have preservation of your forests and your monuments. Like you're not allowed to develop on here anymore. That's what happened on your planet after Atlantis went down. Because during Atlantis, a lot of beings are doing all kinds of things, and the Earth couldn't handle it. Put building pyramids, and not always the Atlanteans were up for that. Some of them were, but once it was built, it's like sure. Now, obviously, there might be different stories on this, but sometimes some pyramids just appeared on your world, and once it's there, it's like, well, let's see what this is. Obviously, it's not going to have all the answers to it, but when it's turned on, it can cause some difficulties. It can turn on and just like, wow, it just enhanced our abilities, and then you yes, you do something else, change its frequency, and now it's caused a lot of difficulties here. You can say that the pyramids, yes, a lot of it came from Russia, from Mars, Russia. What's the difference? From Mars into your Central America, hidden I mean, yeah, some of them were hidden and activated when they weren't supposed to be. You can say, which caused a lot of difficulties for Atlanteans. Of course, Atlanteans eventually adapted to that energy and wanted to learn more about it, which caused much of their demise without them knowing it. But they thought it was a technology that enhanced their ability first they felt uncomfortable, after a while as they adapted to it. Then other pyramids were built around and it became out of control. So yeah, it was never meant to have a pyramid here at all in the beginning, no. But some beings decided to do it for themselves. Now, obviously, not everybody's going to be on that page. Not everybody's going to see it the same way, but that's the way we see it. And yes, we have been now. A lot of us Saturn beings are not really allowed physically on your planet. Not really, because we did cause a lot of difficulties here. It's kind of like we're remote viewing your planet. We're like remote learning. Yes, we created a lot. You can see the secret society because now we're not really that welcome unless you're a positive, very positive Saturn being. But during your past, we did a lot of things that were very rough, beyond any reptilian. Yes, we're just very aggressive. Well, we thought we knew it all, and where haven't you heard that from before? So, blessings. Blessings.